Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to go over my sim that I did at CrossFit Wire Forest the other day. There are a few different things within this race, which means that I'm hoping to God in Birmingham it'll be a lot easier. I will run over those as we go through. But yeah, just a different kind of running structure, and obviously the station structure is a little bit different as well, because obviously not every box is going to be as big as a Hyrox venue, should I say. So it's important that we take what I got in that, knowing full well that sim, I think, it was actually harder than an actual Hyrox because of the conditions of different stations. So that's what we've got in today's video. But yeah, let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. And this is how I got a 109. So my sim was starting at 9:15 solo sim. So got up, I think it was about 7, to make sure that one, carbs were in, I'm ready, etc, and waking up, you know, feeling good for all of that, and giving myself enough time to get there, warm up properly. Went for some crunchy nut just to get some extra carbs in, and I also had a banana as well. Felt good. Obviously, when I do a pro solo in Birmingham, it would be on the evening, and then jumped in the car and made it on the way to the venue. Yes, team, good morning. We are just off on the way to my sim now, CrossFit Wire Forest. Mom's behind the camera.
Hello.
How are you feeling, Mom?
I'm alright.
Got your race. Well, when you guys watch this, Mom will have done a half marathon in Manchester. What are you going for, Mom? What time?
1:45 if I can.
1:45 if you can.
Yeah.
And then 10 days later, we've got a mixed doubles, haven't we?
Yeah.
How are you feeling for that?
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, so today's sim, I've just sent it on my Instagram, but it's basically trying to just put everything together. I know I've done the work. I know my numbers have improved from test week, doing all my sessions, ticking every box. It's just a matter of putting it all together and seeing what it looks like in as much race-specific stuff as we can. Obviously, I don't know how race-specific this sim can be, because obviously it's not an actual Hyrox, is it? So it'll be interesting to see what we can do in that one. The time we're aiming for, I'll keep that to myself in case I don't get it, and then and then I'll debrief after. So trainer-wise, I went for my Adidas Pro 4s. Adidas Pro 4, should I say. Very good, very happy with them. Since I posted these on my Instagram, I had a lot of questions about, oh, were they good on the turf? Were they good on the wall balls and the lunges? You know what? I actually felt really strong in them. They give like more than the Saucony do in terms of comfort. I do find that my Saucony, should I say, they're a lot more comfier than my Saucony ones, Pro 4s, just because anything below a 5k in the Sauconys are okay. Anything above that, like, my feet hurt. So getting into the first run, for me, it was all about making sure that I don't go off too fast, I stay in control. As through this video, you'll see the actual gradient of the running. When I come on this bend, then you see the hill that you, over a period of time, it builds up on you. We then got into the ski, and I felt really strong on that, which is good. I've done a hell of a lot of work on ergs, and that was strong. So the first run was 4 minutes flat, and then went into the ski erg. Kept this controlled at a 1:55 pace. Felt really good, felt really strong, felt in control, which was the main thing for me. As long as I'm in control, I feel like, you know, that's a good thing. So finishing the ski at 3 minutes 54 actually, so it's quite fast as well. That's the time I'm aiming for Hyrox. Then going into the next run, again felt strong straight off the ski, felt good. As you can see, this hill, it builds up gradually, not loads, don't get me wrong, but in the end I ended up working out my Strava as 84 meters of elevation. Obviously, I know you get it on the way back down, but by the time you've run up it, your legs are building up the lactic acid already. But from that run, 4 minutes again, straight into the sled push. Felt strong on this, but my legs started to cramp up in my calves, and I wasn't too happy with that. But that, you know, it's just one of those things. Nutrition needs to be a hell of a lot better come race week. Hydrating for me can be hard sometimes, just because I sweat so much. So I'll literally drink so much water, and I'm still dehydrated because it's just always being sweated out of me. So always on the electrolytes, making sure that I'm getting those in, and just wanting to drink as much water as possible. But yeah, this sled push was interesting. I definitely felt like I could have not broke as many times, but at the same time didn't want to blow my legs out straight away. And also, in Birmingham, I'm going to be conservative. The first length on this was 36 seconds. I want to aim for like 40 to 45 seconds per length. So having a few rests isn't the end of the world. So we're going to see how that feels come Birmingham. I think break 3 times is okay in the first 2 lots, and then the second 2 try and break only once or twice, and see how that feels. But yeah, should be interesting to see how we get on that. Obviously, we're not going to get much stronger the next week and a half, but also we can take the technique, make sure my technique's good, make sure my coach is happy with my technique, and then building into that, which is important. But coming off that, I honestly felt my legs in the on the next run, especially with that hill as well. So that was something to take into consideration, considering we don't have any hills at Birmingham, as when I raced there last year. And the sim from last year, which is really interesting, the sim I did with Mike last year was on the channel as well, so check that out and you'll see my times change completely from an opens double race to a solo pro, and just how much I've tried to like come on in terms of my own development within this sport. So yeah, that was the sled push. Then moving on, we got out of there and went into the run. For me, it's just about attacking it as much as I can within the first few hundred metres and push out that lat tip within my legs. But as you can see here, we come down around this bend and then it starts to build up. It's just not the best layout, if I'm honest, having that road. If it was a flat, it would have been ideal, but also it's also good because that means the sim is actually harder than the Hyrox. And I think it was about here is when I said to Jamie, who's filmed this for me, which, mate, I'm very grateful for if you're watching this video, this is harder than Hyrox already because of the extra stuff we're having to do. So when I come to the next station work, you're going to see how hard that actually is, because it's like stop-start, very stop-start within that. Then we're going into the sled pull. Felt strong on this, to be fair. Felt really good, actually. It's always funny how it always does take you. It does take your breath, though. Especially with the pro weight, it's no mean feat. So yeah, with that, it was all about controlling it, but making sure my rope was out the way, and I'm going through the basics on what I've been practicing. But yet again, the shoes come through. The grip on those shoes is unbelievable. So definitely recommend getting them, and they do look pretty sick as well. But yeah, then after that, straight back into the run. Obviously the times for all the stations on the bottom of the screen as well. But yeah, going into this run again, legs felt okay. I start to feel it now building up from those hills. Then getting to burpees, absolutely hate burpees, but like them at the same time. Now I'm looking back at this footage, I'm thinking I should have jumped further. But I'm also trying to control myself because I had eight lengths of burpees to do. So it meant if I was jumping, I needed to calculate how well I'd do it. You'd see when I get to the end of this length now, how I managed to then jump and land going back the other way. So I'm definitely going to work on doing that in the race. I think that works quite well, as long as I can come across the track. If there's nobody else there, I don't want to impinge on anybody else. I am snaking a little bit, which I don't like, but now realising I'm doing that, I'm definitely going to work on that in training this week to make sure that doesn't happen, because it's just leaving the rest of my body on there for too long, but also breathing with my head turned to the side. So the more you can turn your head, get a breath in and then go again. But yeah, working on this, it's what, 4 or 5 lengths maximum normally in Hyrox, and it's a lot longer, whereas this is really quite short. So need to really make sure I can open up on those if possible, but then come off that run, so then come out of burpees, and the run felt really strong. Got the pace back down. I'd find that on this flat here, I'm actually getting back down to my normal race pace of 3:55, 4 minutes. But then as soon as I start to come up, then you start to feel it, and it ruined it, if anything, for that. But it's also good. It's a good test to have a harder sim, like I said earlier, a harder sim than the actual race will be, because then it means I can knock time off, which is the main thing. I'd hate for it to be easier in the gym, for then to be harder at Hyrox. As you'll see, I also threw a gel down there as well. Going to start to do that just because anything over an hour, which I'm obviously going to be over an hour, I'm not a pro athlete that can go under sub 60 yet at all. Maybe in open, I'd like to see how close I can get to sub 60 on that. But in the pro division at the moment, 100% obviously not. So having a gel was important and actually helped me then. So I had it on the run back going onto the rower. It then allowed me to get it in without moving too much, and then actually it helped. It picked me up, which was good. Because then I did this row again in 3:55, so again a really strong time on the ergs. As long as I'm below 4 minutes on them, I'm happy. And obviously everything is on pace there as well. I said to Jamie here, I'm 2 minutes ahead of where I was in Cardiff, I think it was. So that's always good, or where I wanted to be, should I say. Straight back onto the run off the row, just felt really strong after it, and then building into it. As you can see here, like I'm having to go into the line, dead stop, and go again. It's not really ideal, but obviously we can't do anything about that. Next thing then, into farmer's carry. Normally, I would be solid on these, but I actually learnt a lot from doing this. So 20 lengths of farmer's carry in this short space, and you'll see I don't have much space to move around either on this. It's a lot of tight turns, it's not that long, 10 metres per one. Obviously with Hyrox, it's more flowing, isn't it? So it's a little bit easier. So that's something we can work on. I broke here quite a few times. I think what I'm going to do is I might break in the actual race. Before I just firm it and go all the way through, but instead this time I'm gonna break halfway, and then it gives me that boost then to recover, go again, and I actually felt really strong coming off the run, whereas before I do unbroken, be knackered, and then try and run, it wouldn't be ideal. So little break, go again, and it should be okay then to then hit the run. in Birmingham, and then obviously send it then going into the lunges. But got off this and you can see I'm moving out quite well. I just wish it was all flat because I'd love to put an even stronger time down for myself and get off that. But the fact that I was able to get close to Berlin time with all these extra conditions, I will 100% take, which is a good thing. Because obviously everyone knows that Berlin is a faster course, but Birmingham is going to be a normal course like the rest of them. And then obviously we can push on and see what we can do. But yeah, then into lunges again. They're just horrible. My legs are already clogged up from the hill running, pretty much. But we managed to get this done. 10 lengths of this was disgusting as well. At least in Birmingham, I think it's four, either 4 lengths or 2 lengths, one or the other. I remember in Cardiff, it was literally all the way there, all the way back. I think that was a little bit too long. So if it's 4 lengths, I'll take that, and that'll be sweet. But yeah, after this, legs were very, very heavy. But after, yeah, and then from there, I could literally feel the lactic acid now in my quads. It was not ideal. And obviously going into the run, so tried to flush them out as much as I could. But going back down the hill was okay, to be fair. So built into that, and then going in obviously then onto the run. My running I was happy with. I feel like it would obviously be faster if I wasn't hitting that hill and that elevation. But to maintain just below sub 430 pace was good. I know for a fact at Birmingham it'll be below 410. Within that range, because I'm going to make sure that, and it's flat as well, so that's always good. Warbles, hell of a lot stronger on warbles this year. It's been a massive focus in the off season. Got to 30, broke, did 15, believe, broke, and then broke it down again into those 2. But like way faster than I ever did. Like in Manchester in January, it was like 6 minutes 30 at warbles, and that was awful. Birmingham, if we can get 5 minutes, yeah, if we can get anything below 5 minutes, I'll be over the moon with. I also feel like race conditions help a hell of a lot as well, and having people around you constantly is a lot better. So the adrenaline, stuff like that, whereas, solo racing is very, very lonely. And especially when it's like, you're going for a time, you're doing this, you're doing that, it's very, very lonely. So having the people around you helping you on, Jamie having you there, mate, was good, my mum there, etc. Helps as well. But obviously come race day, it's the race vibe, like I absolutely love it. So that'd be really good to experience that again, and obviously meeting as many of you guys as possible. But yeah, coming into these last few warbles now, I'm literally like screaming at myself, please hurry up, which we finally managed to get done. As soon as the ball dropped, I was like, thank God that is over. That was heavy. Today I actually can't walk very well, which is always the thing. I've had to change my day around. I should have had a track this morning, but I'm going to do weights and get on that new bike instead, which I will show you my setup in next week's video, going over this peak week. And yeah, that is pretty much my sim. Then I caught up with Jamie after the sim to go over my thoughts. One hour, 9 minutes and 44, which I'm trying to think if that's harder than, will I get faster at Hyrox? That's what we'll find out in a week and a half, innit? But Berlin time was 1:8:10, 1 hour 8 minutes and 10 seconds. And I feel like I've done more there than I did in Berlin. So hopefully we can knock a minute off. Lunges need to be faster, but I feel like it's just the distance is just
the 10
distance, but the conditions of
conditions
of it is that one. Running wise, like I said, going uphill then coming back downhill, but going uphill does you first in. But overall, I was happy with that. Maybe went out a little bit too fast again, but I'm getting better at that. How's that look, man? Mother and doubles partner for next week. How you feeling?
I'm alright.
How'd that look to you?
Hard work.
Hard work. You think it'll be alright? We'll find out, won't we?
We will.
Very good. But guys, that's my...
I'll just keep you slower, that's all.
Yeah, that's my sim. Ready for Birmingham Hyrox Pro Solo on Wednesday, 22nd. Good luck, let's go.